Good morning. It's Vijay here. Welcome to yet another episode of Pre-Market Commentary. Today is Tuesday, 15 July 2025. In the days of old, when there was no futures and options, the Nifty had a trading week between Wednesday and Tuesday. And Tuesday is the time when we had to square off our positions. And generally, Tuesday is to be called a juice day. That means all our juices will get exhausted on Tuesday because one side will win big, one side will win one side will lose big. So today, surprisingly, is something like that. I expect today to be Tuesday, and I feel that Tuesday will be for the bears, which means they will be exhausted. So, will bulls bounce back? Is the title of today's topic, and as I said, it's likely to be Tuesday for the bears and not the bulls. 2 weeks, the bears have had the upper hand. 4 days in a week, they've had the upper hand, and yesterday they must have gone with positions because the way market behaved, it looked like as if it will break 25,000 on the Nifty. So as Amitabh says, bas kijiye, both ho gaya. That means enough is enough. So now it's our turn. If you look at what happened yesterday, market closed mixed. Broader markets outperformed actually benchmarks, but everybody looks at Nifty. Nifty was down. Bank Nifty, of course, fought back and closed in the positive. Nifty interestingly held 25,000. It briefly broke 25,000, making all technical analysts bearish, and then it rose. Now, yesterday it is still only off the lows, but there is something in the air, in my opinion. Market breadth was neutral with 1:1, even though things look very bearish. Sensex fell 250 points. Nifty Bank rose 11 points only. Mid cap index also rose 400 points. IT stocks were the main drags, and we've had TCS being dragged, and we have a position in TCS. I expect TCS to perform today on the positive manner, despite the brethren like HCL Tech who have not done well. So this is how the chart was. Opened bright, then it created a low around 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock lows are very important because that is the time when people give up completely. 1 and 2 o'clock, 2 to 2:30. We call it the 213, 2.13 low. 1 o'clock low, and between 1 and 2:30, if it makes a low, generally it means the worst is over. So what did FIs and DIs do? FIs sold 1,600 crores, DIs bought more than that. So there was some stability in the market. CPI data. This is an amazing data which has come 2.10. The RBI has got a band between midpoint of 4% is what their targeted inflation number is, plus or minus 2, which means between 2 and 6. So which means today at 2.10, it is the lowest at the lower end of the band. And this has happened very, very rarely. But this will give impetus, I believe. But this will come to haunt us next year because the base will be low at 2. And that time we'll see 4% or 5% inflation. Now, because the base was high last year, we are getting the benefits. So whatever it is, bulls will clutch at anything, and then I think they will run with the, run ahead. U.S. markets were almost flat, you could say. The opening, there was a fear that Trump is going to announce something on Russia. He had said that, and typical of Trump, he backtracked. He says, now I give 50 days time, and then I will put 100% tariff, secondary tariff on people who consume oil, which India is there. So I think there was some nervousness going into the US market open from the Indian punters. They thought that he'll impose those secondary sanctions yesterday. Even I thought he may do something, and he has not done it. He has given another 50 days, which means we go into September first week, and I suspect he will backtrack then too. And he's also backtracked on the sanctions which are coming on August 1st. He says we can still discuss. So all in all, I think things are ripe for a rally now. The European markets, of course, had by then closed, and the European markets are down. Incidentally, because what Trump said, Brent crude fell about 2% from the highs, and gold was steady. Silver is now threatening 40. We're very bullish on silver. I expect another 10% rise from here at 44, 45, and then 50 plus, and then 65. This is my target for silver, $65. Which means you can calculate in Indian rupees. We bought silver Bs yesterday because we believe that it has broken out of the range of 104, 105, and now yesterday it went to 110. Of course, there will be corrections that will test the nerve of silver bulls, but I think sooner or later we will get to see much, much higher prices. Nobody's talking of silver. Everybody talks of gold. I don't think gold will do what it did in the last few months. Silver will lead. Silver is volatile, but it will give more rewards than gold in the next 6 months, is my analysis. So, which are the stocks to watch today? Railtel has got an order of 264 crores, but it's an overvalued stock, but still it could be positive. Deepak Fertilizers, they have entered into a long-term agreement with Petronet LNG. Rallis India came up with very good results. From a loss of 95 crores, they came with a profit of 32 crores quarter on quarter. Incidentally, Tata Chemicals hold 55% of Rallis. We hold Tata Chemicals, and some part of it got rubbed off yesterday, I suspect, and today I think further it will get rubbed off. So Tata Chemicals is our choice, and we are very happy with it. We are also looking for the Tata Sons IPO, where Tata Chemicals will be one of the biggest beneficiaries. Energy stocks, they should do well because we have achieved the 50% non-fossil fuel capacity. And the other stocks are Sun Pharma. They have launched a specialty product in US. Brigade Enterprises, they're putting in more money. They're raising more money through NCDs. Oberoi Realty, the consortium wins of 19 crore CIRP bid for Hotel Horizon. Tata Tech came with not so good results. HCL Tech came with bad results. Tejas Network came with pathetic results. Incidentally, we hold Tejas Networks. We believe that the worst is over. So we'll have to see, we'll have to bear the brunt of sellers today. And I'm very confident that our portfolio, where Tejas Networks is there, should do well because they have now got an additional order from BSNL. This loss came about because BSNL order is over, and now they got an order in May end. So it will get reflected in the next quarter result onwards. I think it is BTFD, but nevertheless, we will see. If we get money, we will buy into. Yesterday, we bought Tejas Networks. So Trump Kaka, he threatens Russia with tariffs over Ukraine. This is what I said. So there'll be no deal. If there's no deal within 50 days, he'll worry about it. So I don't think we should really worry. So what are we doing vis-a-vis US? The trade team has now gone back to US and they are going to talk about the first phase of trade deal. I have a suspicion we will get a good mini deal because Trump, if you observe, India is conspicuously absent from the countries which he has talked about. So let's be bullish on that. So finally, what I would say is there are a lot of negative news. So, and scaring people out of their positions because that support broke, this support broke, that, we got 3 black crows. Now we got 4 black crows as far as candlesticks are concerned in Nifty. This is the time not to be scared. This is the time to keep calm. And this is the time to be buying on all declines. And that is what we are doing. So whatever you do, I hope it is successful. Thank you for joining me.